don't mind the kitchen. I know it's a mess right now. I gotta clean it when I get done. What I'm doing right now is I'm making a pork roast. I went and bought this little crock pot for like 10 bucks at HEB, which is like my local kind of grocery store. It's kind of a great competitor to Walmart. They did a really good job. I mean, there is a little bit of dust. I'll have to wipe that off. I mean, it just happens. I mean, I'm in an RV. It's gonna happen. These things happen. I mean, there is a cat bowl right there and things like that. And I do have a little bit of bugs. They're just water bugs and a little bit of pincher bugs, but they're never really around the food. Don't mind that. I mean, that's just gonna happen no matter what. I try to do my best, but I gotta re-clean. So how this works is that what I'm doing is I'm searing this this beef or this pork, and the reason why I'm searing it now is so I can get a nice caramel flavor, so that the flavor comes out of the meat. Now I took a recipe from the video a little bit. But I'm adding to this moment here. So what the whole is to get a golden crisp around meat, and it's gonna trap that flavor and keep it moist when we go to put it in the crock pot. I'm gonna be using cream of mushroom on top of that. I'm just a little bit of this. I do have some garlic butter. I'm gonna be searing it in garlic butter. Hopefully that I do have some garlic butter. I'm gonna be putting on top of this when I put it in there. So yeah, right now I'm doing the meat first because it's easier to sear this and then do the vegetables. So yeah, hopefully this gets a nice little crust. I mean, I like it so far. I mean, it's pretty decent already. You don't need to do the meat that long on each side, apparently. Mine didn't take that long. I'm just getting the raw stuff cooked on the outside. And that's just allowing the meat to stay inside. Because this is a cast iron pan, it probably went a little bit quicker. I know regular pans take a while, but cast iron, the thing about cast irons, they when they heat up harder than most other pans. That's why they're like mostly like good for camping, because they can get heated even when there's like little to low meat heat. They can over kind of, so they can compensate for a lot of lost. I'm trying not to get it charred. I don't want it charred. I want it caramelized. I might need to add more butter, but I mean, I've put a lot of butter in here, so nope. This actually is going to work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this sit, and the reason why I want to let this sit is because I already activated the juices. Okay, I want to let it sit for a minute, and while I'm letting this sit, I'm going to go ahead and use what I've been using to grab up some mushrooms and the thing. So I want to grab some more butter. And I'm not going to add the cheese right now. I will be adding cheese later, and I'll be using cream of mushroom with a little bit of Italian sauce. And what I'm going to do is add a little bit of Italian sauce to this mix as well, just Italian dressing, just because it's a very there we go. You just want to caramelize this a lot, and adding that butter in there with the onions. And the onions are going to help take off that char. You don't need a lot for what I'm doing. You don't need a lot for what I'm doing. So I'm going to add the onions. Hold on, I got to put you guys back down. I don't really have a stand for this. Give me a second. And the thing about the Italian dressing, and the reason why I want to use Italian dressing, is because I don't really have a lot of like fresh garlic. But when you add this butter and you add the Italian dressing, it's really thick. And I'm going to add a little secret too. While y'all don't know, I'm going to add a little bit of sugar. Why sugar? Sugar is a natural sweetener to bring out the vegetables' sweetness. So give me a second, guys. I'll probably have to cut this video later and make it all pretty. But I'm live right now, so We're gonna add a few cubes of sugar, and what this is gonna do is also help pick up the juices from the seasonings from there. I'm gonna add some salt and pepper. I'm gonna add some seasonings in it. So let me just get all this stuff back in the fridge. This is a part of RV life, man. My RV is so small, guys. I'm not even supposed to be cooking. Like, I'm supposed to have people do this for me, and this house will be cleaner. So I am hurting my back today, but I need to eat, and I can't do nothing because the staff I have to do it myself now, and I have to put myself to the pain because the staff that I have to hire that the state's paying for, they're not showing up till next week. So, we're just going to add a little bit into there. And this is just going to kind of flavor that at the same time protect the juices. And it's also going to already give it some kind of seasoning to it. I think you smell that vinegar in there. That's really what you want. You just want to drench some seasonings in there. I got some lemon pepper in there, and I'm just going to go with a regular garlic dash herb, and that's just going to give it its nice little color. And when it's ready to calm down, it's just going to do what I want it to do. I'm going to get it to where it gets a nice brown kind of color, and so I really don't have them. You know what? I can use metal on my spatula, because I have a metal one for one bit, and that's designed for this. Find it here. Because it's cast iron, it won't do nothing, and it will allow me to. I might have to hold this. Ooh. You're a little feisty, aren't you? We're just going to get that till it's... I'm trying to, like, it's almost kind of like frying the juices, but at the same time, like, getting it out. So, guys... If you guys don't see, it's starting to turn that color. Almost there, but you know what? I want the onions to actually turn a color, not just the sauce behind it. So this is kind of do that. And I'm going to pop it in there with some, once it's ready. My AC just went out. I love these because I can just like put this here and it hangs. It has a magnet for it. It's perfect. I'm just going to get that color to the onions. And a little bit of char is okay. Now, pouring this in there, it's going to be a little difficult because the pan is really hot. You know, I don't really have a cast iron glove for this. So, we'll see how this goes. But the goal is I want to kind of put it in the bottom, in the crock pot. So when I pour the sauce and the juice, it kind of goes in the sauce and the juice on top of that. So yeah, hopefully this works, guys. I'm trying to keep the AC going. It's a little hard to do, especially when you're trying to do all this. Once I calm this down and we get a nice So, when I get into my new apartment, there's going to be a lot of changes to my kitchen. It's just this RV is very limited space. And you have to think bulk at the same time think space, and it's just really bad. It'll be cleaner next time. Well, now that we have these, what I'm going to do now is go ahead and take this off here. Kind of blowing it. It's brand new, guys. Brand new. But I'm going to try to do this without burning myself right here. And the reason why I'm going to do this right here, just give me a minute. If I can do this quick enough, I'll be okay. There we go. And see, there you go. Now that sits at the bottom, and we can add that nice char to that. We can literally cut this bad boy off. And so far as what will save me power is I can even unplug it. Because this crock pot should be everything I need. Okay, so this pot right here is everything I need right now. Alright, so what I'm going to do is now put the meat on top of it. Because as the flavors are rolling from the bottom, because heat rises to the top, it's going to take, you know what, I might even cut this, actually, and put the rest in the fridge. How about I do that? I'm going to cut it in the middle, and then kind of like, yeah, I think I'm just going to cut it. And doing this should be a little bit more go away and sear one part of it without it really burning my hands. I just need the outside cooked a little bit. And I can pick up all this extra juices I just used. Okay. So there you go. Now we're in here, we got all this in there, right? I can go ahead and then fridge this. I have one right here. That's not it. I had a bag. I had to go get one. I actually have a bag that I can put that in. So, what I'm going to do there is, now that I've done this, I'm going to take this butter and so what I did was I cut it in half and I quickly seared the edge of it and take this, what they call it's butter, garlic and herb butter, which I'm just going to put on top. Okay, I'm just going to cook a little bit of it, not even the so you only need like one slice for as much as I'm doing right now. You don't need a lot. You can get away with it. Probably, you know what? We'll do a little bit more just to be safe. But you really don't need a lot. Now, there's two steps to this. One, a lot of people could put everything, all the ingredients together and do it all at once. It's great to, if you don't have the time. If you have the time, you know, then you could do it separately. A lot of people actually start already cooking the meat before they put the vegetables in there. It can burn the vegetables, but what we're going to do is, because I cut it in half, I just cut out the half time of how long it needs to cook. So the meat shouldn't take that long to cook. I probably could get this done within 15 to 20 minutes. Because I cut the meat even as small as what it is. This is only like a 1 pound meat, so I probably got like 6 ounces here of meat, not even a pound. So we're going to do that, okay, and then we're going to put this on high. This is going to allow me to go in here. We're going to add a little bit of water to the bottom of the pan, and that just helps kind of keep it juicy, not so much boiling. And I got it on high. Hopefully this little guy works. It doesn't say that there's actually it's on. I don't see a light saying it's on, so you're just gonna have to kind of think it is on in a way, I guess. I'm gonna go ahead and repop this back on. Okay, so that's on. And yes, it is getting hot. You can see the fog's fogging up now. Okay, so while that's going there, I can go ahead. Oh my God, I'm gonna let it just die down for a minute. Yes, I do have one. What I'm gonna do is go ahead and bag this piece and put it back in the fridge for tomorrow. This should get me some sandwiches, or like I could put this actually in the bag and reuse it. I can recook it tomorrow and then do a separate cooking thing. But I can cut this up. My goal is when I get done with this, I can cut this up and make some sliders for sandwiches or something. So I have food for the next 5 days. So, we're also, oh dude, I forgot to put the fucking, we're gonna just go ahead and, it's okay because I didn't char it with the onions, but it's still able to be used and we're still able to get away with this. Because a crock pot is set up the way it is, I could just pour some of this on top. There you go. I love green chopped peppers. And we won't put the cheese until we're ready to put the cream. Now, what I'm going to do is pretty much kind of have to watch this on my own. Wait for all that butter to melt. When that butter's pretty much melted and everything's pretty much going and it starts to smell, that's when I'm going to put this cream of mushroom soup right in there. Just one little can. I think just one whole can in there is just going to go in there, and it's going to go right with that, and it's just going to go right with the thing. And I'm just going to kind of pour it over the meat, kind of like as a paste. So yeah, it's going to be awesome, and it's just going to go right in there. So yeah, cream of mushroom can soup, really heavy, really thick, and yeah, we'll see how this goes. I hope that, okay, it is getting warm, so that means it is on. So the reason why you want it on high is because you want that it to finally cook. It is a small little guy, so it's brand new. Yeah, there's a lot of cleaning I'm gonna have to do and organize and shit like that today. But I'll do that after I get done with everything. Kind of have to use this. Sometimes I have to use the bathroom sink to clean everything. It's okay. You know, bathroom sink still as good as the regular sink here. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go through all this junk and just eliminate a lot of it. I try to keep everything clean, and it's just, you know, when you have in-home care that you're supposed to have come do their job and they don't come out here because they want to quit, or they just want to give up, or they don't like their job, then you got to wait for like weeks before you might even get lucky to find another one. It's already hard enough as it is to get some of them out here. It already is hard enough to find people. And then when you do and they decide want to quit on you, that makes it a lot worse. It really does. So yeah, we're gonna let that do its thing, and hopefully it works, and then we'll just pour the soup in there when it's ready. I'll have to debug the house as much as I can. The problem with these RVs is that I can debug all I want, but there's always going to be crevices somewhere they can reach because an RV is not fully intact. I don't have one of those newer RVs where it's mostly intact. Even the newer RVs get them. So it's common. It's no different if you were outside cooking. There's going to be bugs right next to the fire pit. It's no different. So yeah, we'll wait, and then we'll just talk for a while we're waiting. So we put it in at 20 minutes. We're going to give it to like, right when it gets to like, I don't know. We'll just see how long it takes. Gonna go ahead and flip my camera around. You can look at, guys. Cool off a little bit. Oh yeah. Just kind of cool off a little bit. My hair is a mess because it's sweaty. It's hot in this RV because the way this RV is designed, that's canvas back there. There's really no proper insulation in this RV. It's more for like summer camping. So I probably should have waited till it was more like nighttime. But yeah. We're gonna see how it is. I got this for $10, bro. $10. So, you know, that just shows you right there. Shows you right here. It's a little tiny one. It's pretty good. What I love about them is that probably don't need to put it on for that long. Probably like 15 to 20 minutes. Shouldn't be that long to cook. I could have put the cream and mushroom in there now, but what I don't want is to mess with the aroma of the meat. I want the meat to kind of get the seasonings, the onions in there. I want that mushroom kind of do its job. I want the water to kind of do its job, the butter to kind of do its job. I want to do that first so I can get a nice so when it sweats out, it's going to sweat out those pores of that inside the meat, and it's just going to swamp it out. So when it does heat up and it does start cooking, those juices will help it have more flavor inside when it starts to sweat, because pig meat is very sweatable. So one thing about that is that if you sweat a pig meat out, it can sweat and it can just moisten all those things. Notice I didn't use any oil. I just used garlic, butter, and herb. So hopefully that holds up. We'll see. I doubt it. I doubt the AC is going to hold up for a while, but I can at least have the fan going. I don't know how many watts that little bad boy is pulling. I doubt it's pulling a lot of watts. It's too small to be pulling out so many watts, so I don't know what the wattage is on this motherfucker. There was a manual here. There we go. As you see, yeah, guys, my house is a mess, man. I don't like it. I don't like that my living room, where I have to sleep, is where I have to actually cook. I don't like that. I don't like it at all. It's very quickly, if you don't clean it one day afterwards, it makes it very hard for the RV to look as nice. So I'm looking at the electric, how many watts it is. Do we know how many watts this oven? Oh, they came with some kind of recipes. Taco lasagna? That's good. So when I go shopping, I can look for those items and then I can make those things. This is a... How do we know how many watts this is? I doubt it's more watted than my P. I don't think it is. I don't know, guys. So yeah, thank you guys for, I want to kind of say this to my YouTube community, because I know there's a lot of people on Twitch as well that watch me, but I'm sorry, if you guys don't know, I kind of moved, I had a lot of things going on when I moved, and it's been a difficult road. I haven't been able to focus on YouTube like I used to. That will change, eventually Alice will change, but yeah, just, yeah, once things figure out, it'll be a lot more easier. This would have been a lot more easier if the kitchen was bigger and I had a separate living room for my stream and things like that, but, you know, I gotta work with what I got. A lot of times those bugs are here because of the cat food and dog food, and I really can't do much about that besides try to keep it as clean as possible. My cat likes to push the food out of his bowl, so I might need a bigger bowl for him. But then he doesn't stop eating. He has like an eating disorder, I think. He wants to be fat. So, he wants to be a fat kitty. Unlike my husky will regulate herself. There's actually days I don't feed her because she may eat too much in the beginning or another day, so I wait a day before she eats. But I give her plenty of water. And that's because I want her to stay, because she's not getting a typical exercise as a husky does. It would cause her a lot of problems if she would eat too much. So, actually the cat gets more exercise than the dog. You'll be surprised. So, we'll fix that though, huh, Kira? What's up, my love bugs? You want to come say hi to the camera? Come here. Come here. Come here. Who's the pretty girl? Who's the pretty girl? Who's the pretty girl? Huh? Who's my pretty girl? Who's my pretty girl? Who's my happy girl? Love you. Love yous. Akira, are you happy? Yeah? Where's my smile? Where's my smile? Give me a smile. Is that a smile? Is that a smile? Oh, I love yous. I love yous. You're my happy girl. I love her. Guys, I've had her for so long, man. Yes, I love you. I love yous. Yes, I do. Gotta clean your eye burger, though. There you go. it in the crock pot outside maybe, but I didn't want to be out there. This Texas heat is just way too hot. I know. So yeah, guys, tell me what you think of my recipe so far. If you guys like it, if you guys don't like it, we'll see how this goes. See, I'm gonna check on it. We're gonna kind of see how it looks. Oh, it's getting hot. Yeah, so it's hot. It's on there. So yeah, it'll be cool. But look at these recipes I can make. Let me see here. We got Tex lasagna. What else? Flank steak special. Chicken bazzoli. So the odd thing is that I don't know how many watts this thing is. It's one of those things where they didn't put the watts on the I thought that was actually supposed to be a mandatory thing. Okay. So yeah, guys, pretty cool. I like it. I think it's pretty awesome. Grab some soda. I got some of that mango Pepsi zero sugar, so. what's good about doing it this way is with these meals, that meat I can cut up and either do like a I can make like little pork sliders. I can cut them up in strips and then make them as like a bacon. I can slice them in a like a deli slicer and make strips of bacon after it's been cooked like this, and then put it in the put them in the fridge, and then when the next day I want them, I can just put some bacon on the pan and then fry them. There's so many ideas I could do because I did it as a whole meat. So that's why when I go to a store, I like to look for pre-cooked already, because I can just cut it up and make it whatever I want. Comes out really good. What I do know is I'm going to cut up some of it, and then the rest I'm going to put in the fridge when it gets done cooking. And then when that's done, I'm going to cook the other one and put it in the fridge as well. This way it lasts longer, and I will be able to have pork for the next few days. You know, it's a lot of pork. I probably got a lot more than what I did. It eats about 8 people, that whole piece. So but me, I like to snack, so like, you know, we'll see how that works. And you can see it's smoking. That's a very good sign. That means we're getting to where I want it to be. Not so dry. As that water evaporates is when I'm probably going to put a little bit of that soup in. Do you see the butter just melted right there? What I'm going to go ahead and do with that, because it just did, I'm just going to kind of rub it around the meat, kind of give it that glaze around the meat. I want the meat to feel like it has somewhat of a moisturizer on top to kind of soak into the meat. You know, and I want to end up as well as move it around the water as well. You could see this looks really good. And that's what I did. The butter's melted. Oops. The butter's melted. It looks, you know, you kind of want some of this stuff on top. I'm just going to kind of do that. Not so much in the, because the water in the sauce and the stuff like that, it's already in there. It's really already part of it. But when I put that glaze on top, you want it on top, not so much at the bottom. So you want this water to kind of evaporate a little bit, so the juices sweat up into the meat and not into the. And then when you put this, you put it right there. It comes out really, really well. So this is a very good. And what you can do is a lot of people don't know this. Let's say you want that to be a very good crust. You could take this sauce and you could take the meat, dip it in this sauce in a separate bowl, and then go ahead and put that in an air fryer or a baked oven on a baking sheet. And for about a few minutes or later, you're going to have a very crispy kind of shell around the pork, which makes it really good. And so, dude, this thing's coming along, guys. I love it already. Love it already. I had to get this because I was like, man, I'm spending so much every week, and this would go a long way. A couple pieces of meat in the fridge, you know, you know, and then I can keep those meats in the freezer. I don't need to fill up my freezer with so much meat, and I can get a lot of uses out of it. So. Now, it may take a little bit longer because mine is such a small device. And because I have the way that RV is designed is that there's one kind of GFI switch that kind of controls this whole inside the camper. So even though my PC's plugged in, even though all that's plugged in, and I have these fans plugged in, it's still multiple appliances that are on this network, even though I try not to be. So it's going to take a little bit for it to kind of do its job because of the situation I'm in. So we'll give that a rest. Anyways, I'm not going to show you the finished product, and this is the reason why, is because I don't think I'll have the time. This is going to be very time consuming, and I'm live, and you know, this ain't Twitch, so I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to let this video go, and hopefully you guys like it. As I said, I'm just going to spread the stuff on top, kind of like a cream based, very based, like a paste it on top, and let it sit for a few more hours, and then it's going to be done. So